In my neighbourhood, there's an issue with overcrowding. So people having to stay at home with young children in small contained spaces is kind of putting stress on relationships. Last week, one young man was sent home, his whole year sent home because somebody was sick in the year. So his mother had to stop work and stay at home to look after him. So it's really pressure in the family.
Me, one of the things that I've recognized regarding housing issues, I'll say overcrowding. So the area that I live, I know there's some people that they've been living here for quite a long time and they've been trying to kind of get a bigger space. So there's a lot of overcrowding around my area. And I knew one family. They just moved recently. They were living, I think it was about 6 or 7 of them, and they were living in a 2-bedroom property. So, and it took them years to kind of get something, and they just recently moved out. And this is not just one situation that I know. I know there's a lot of families that are living in overcrowding. And also that's one, especially I'll say London generally, there's a lot issues regarding housing, especially when it comes to overcrowding. So that's something I've observed.
So I do a lot of casework with people suffering from housing issues and things like that. And just to make it quick, I have a relative who's living in a 1-bedroom with 2 children. It's a private housing. Another point that I'd like to make is the private housing rent it's disgustingly high. It's unaffordable, but people are getting away with it. The other thing is the private housing, they can makeshift anything in their property and make a 1-bedroom into make a 2-bedroom into a 3-bedroom, or a 2-bedroom into a 3-bedroom. They can do what they like and increase the prices accordingly. So this family they're actually living in a studio, but it's under a 1-bedroom flat, and they have 2 children, so they're having to makeshift a bed. So you can imagine if a studio is turned into a 1-bedroom, what the space is like. And they're living in such poor conditions, it's unbelievable.
Of Money A+E, we've seen a lot of people come to us who have had rent arrears and mortgage arrears, and often have faced issues of homelessness as a result of that. And a lot of that happened at the time of the crisis, where people were losing their jobs and losing a lot of income. So that's one of the issues that we've seen around housing, a big need because of that, people not being able to pay rent and mortgages.
I have a few neighbours that have had issues with rent arrears, but in all honesty, they're for different reasons. One is because of reduced hours at work, and another is because of separation. So they're not exactly COVID related, but I think it just shows that these issues are around impacting people's ability to stay in their homes anyway, and COVID is just going to obviously increase the issues that people are seeing.
An advisor, as I said, see everything. I see everything. The social bedroom tax discount 14%, 25% from your benefit from no reason to sick people who are disabled. And you have to challenge and challenge and challenge forever. So people accumulate on rent arrears quite easily. Also, social housing, they don't communicate with clients, making people, to accumulate on rent arrears till, I don't know, you can put 4,000, 6,000. So this climate is unbelievable.
Can I just say something from the other side of the fence as a landlord, but not in London? One of the things I really try to stress to my tenants, and I haven't got lots, but is to communicate with your landlord. And whilst all landlords are not the same, if you do talk to them, then hopefully a plan could be worked out with regard to rent arrears and stuff like that.
In terms of the housing dimension, and Jerry's question, the thing I wanted to flag is that it's a sort of a one step removed, but some of my daughter's friends who live outside of London, and this is pre-COVID, they had to come to London for jobs because that's where the jobs were. but they're looking at levels of rent that are unsustainable as well in the private sector, really. So it's not as acute as possibly some of the things that Esther was talking about, but it's just such a big challenge.